Okay. So in your space then, let's spread out. Spreading out through our toes. We're going to relax and release through our feet and our ankles. And sweep relaxation up through feet, ankles, low legs. Feel those muscles lengthen as you sink down into bend through the knees. Keep the knees soft, relaxed through there. Sweeping upwards through the thighs and the hamstrings. Feel those muscles lengthen and release. Using your pelvic floor muscles, we're going to bring the hips gently into neutral. So instead of them sitting tilted round like this, we're going to activate just to bring them under. The tailbone comes closer to the ground that way. We're going to lift through the rib cage, extend upwards and out. It's just a couple of inches there. It's really a small, subtle movement, but it's huge in terms of how it makes you feel, and also the aesthetic, the way that the movements sit on your body, and the benefits that you receive from them. Let's bring the shoulders forward, bring them up, bring them all the way back. Slide the shoulder blades together down your back, and automatically hands want to rest in this upwards, outwards position. Feel chest opening, releasing and relaxing. Bringing the chin into alignment, and then crown of the head comes to the sky. Tailbone sinks deeper down into rest and relaxation. Feeling your connection with the ground as you take a deep, nourishing breath in. Filling the belly with breath, rib cage, collarbones. And then as collarbones descend, rib cage returns, belly returns, leaving lots of room for fresh oxygen. Somebody is joining us in the waiting room, just allowing them in. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to take our hip out towards one side. Bend through the knee as your hip comes over the top of that knee. Allow the waist to lengthen gently. We can elevate our arms to the side. Bring it through center. You're going to slide your hip out to the side. And you kept that hip level parallel with the floor. Bring it back through center. And slide. In through center. Slide. Through center, slide, center, and slide, center, slide, center, slide, yes, center, slide, center, nice, slide, slide, slide. Wow, so you can make that slightly bigger each time you come out to the side. And this time, we could consider bringing that engagement through our abdominals, upper abs. Nice. Engaging a little bit through the front and the back of the shoulders. And through the muscles in between your shoulder blades and on your back. We'll make that movement a little bit faster. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could try travel that forwards if you want to, or keep it in the same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. You're going to slide your foot, girl, gliding across the floor. Nice. There you are. Feel those movements soothing, releasing and relaxing. You're also gently toning. Feel your range of motion begin to increase as you mobilize through the spine as well now. Deepening into that movement. Lovely. And we're going to try anchor through our low half. If you remember, we're going to use the muscles of calves, low legs, the upper legs, we're going to use our thighs. Visualize just engaging through your upper thigh, and we're going to use pelvic floor muscles all the way around towards your belly button. So we're going to use those muscles to keep the low half steady and center. Activate through pelvic floor for sure. That's going to help you to do that. We're going to elevate our arms, just bring them out by side, and then we're going to slide all the way across. Keep the shoulders level, then we're going to bring it back in through center. Nice. Bring it out towards the other side. Bring it in through center. So you're going to try to keep your hips nice and still and steady. Bring it all the way in through center. Keep it slow and smooth. Bring your elbows towards the back wall, but relax through your shoulders. Keep the shoulders low. Keep the shoulder blades low and together. Slide through center. Slide in through center. A little bit faster if you want to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We feel that toning through your arms now. Let's lower through our arms. This time let's bring fluid movement with arms as we engage through hips, moving your hips out to the side, soothing, edging our way into this coming new moon, which is happening on Friday evening. A new moon often considered a time just to slow down a little, to rest, time for reflection. Bring the hip into center, through rib cage, you're going to slide. Nice, well done. Really, really nice anchoring there. And this time we're going to use that same anchoring technique as we bring the hip into a circle. Slide your hip out to the side, bring it all the way round towards the back. And then bring your hip out towards the side, bring it all the way round towards the front. Out to the side, bring it round to the back. Out to the side, bring it round towards the front. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can reverse that movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Center. We're going to bring our rib cage. Now this movement here, to create a circle through your rib cage, it's going to be a compound movement. We're going to use a couple of movements combined. So you're going to utilize that chest slide that we did a moment ago as you slide your chest all the way across, out through one side and out through the other. But the other technique we're going to be using is going to be coming forwards and back. So here, if we use the lower section of our rib cage to create the biggest movement pattern, you're going to bring the rib cage up and out like this, and then you're going to sink it all the way back down again to bring it back. So the muscles you're going to be using as you come forwards, you're going to utilize those muscles in between the shoulder blades to lift, and as you come back, you're going to utilize those upper abs that we used in that anchoring technique. So you're going to come upwards, and then you're going to come back down. So you're going to feel that contraction through there. So we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Well done. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Nice. Lift, lower. Lift and lower. So it's a combination between, as you contract through one set of muscles, you try to relax through the other on the front of the body, and then you reverse it. So as you contract through the front of the body, relax through the muscles on the back of the body. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Nice. So lift and lower. At the same time as doing that, you're going to anchor. You're anchoring through the low half of your body. And that is one of the things that stops your hips from going like this as you lift and lower. Your hips might be inclined to do this tilt motion. But if we're anchored to our low half, through the muscles of low legs, through the thigh, and absolutely through the pelvic floor muscles, it means we can lift and lower whilst your low half stays steady. If you want to, we can bring hands. Nice. Let's frame that on the other side. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Well done. Let's come into that circle through the hip, just to release for a moment, just in case you're holding any tension there through your back. That can sometimes happen. Just as you're busy focusing on something else, tension creeps in somewhere, just through that concentration. Let's take that the other way. Ah, doesn't that feel good? And as the hips come into center this time, what we're going to try is combine those movements with that slide of the chest. So it's going to make it like a diamond shape. Let me turn away. We can utilize the mirror. I'm going to talk to you in the mirror there. So we're going to lift through the rib cage first of all. Lift. Then we're going to slide the rib cage on that slide motion that we did. Then we're going to bring it back, utilizing the upper abs as you bring the rib cage back. Then we're going to slide to the other side, out to the side. Let's try that again. Here we go. We're going to lift, lift, and slide. Bring it back and slide to the other side. Let's try that again. This time, maybe let's try that a little bit faster. So here we go. 4, 3, 2, and lift, slide, bring it back, slide, lift, slide, bring it back, slide, lift, slide, bring it back, slide. So it's incredibly toning, strengthening, but also releasing and relaxing. Resetting for all the muscles of core, but you're particularly working through those upper abs there and in between your shoulder blades and at your upper to mid back. So we can lift, slide, pull back, slide, lift, slide, pull back, slide, lift, slide, pull back, slide. So that's in its diamond shape formation. So we could do that same diamond shape formation with the hips, and that would look like this. So we're going to come forwards to the side, bring it back to the side, forwards to the side, bring it back to the side, forwards to the side, bring it back to the side, forwards, side, bring it back, side. And then we begin to make that into circular motion. It travels all the way around. The hip line stays level, parallel with the floor. And then, just as we created that movement with the hips, the rib cage is similar. So here we go, we're gonna lift, slide, pull back, slide, lift, slide, pull back, slide, lift. Use the back muscles, slide, pull back, use the abs, and then we're gonna bring it all the way around. Pull back, slide, forward, side, bring it back, to the side, a little bit faster here, forward, side, bring it back, slide, forward, slide, bring it back, slide, forward, slide, bring it back, slide, yes, nice, here we go, a bit faster, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, nice anchoring, yes, so we're anchoring through the low half, well done. If you want to, you could frame that anchored hip, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is really nice for your digestion as well. If you want to, let's try the opposite direction. Here we go. You can lift, slide, bring it back, slide, bring it into circular motion all the way around. So that's something for you to play with between classes. You can have a little shot taking that both directions, play around with the size and the speed of that movement. Amazing. And of course, that focus on the anchoring technique of the low half and the upper half, really, really a fundamental in all aspects of belly dance. Before you can layer something on, you gotta have that strong foundation, and it really, really helps to do that. Help yourself to a little spot of hydration, and we're gonna come back with some hip drops and shimmies. So once you've topped up with hydration, coming back into that basic stance that we have, bring your whole body into alignment. Equally important in every movement, it's important to have that full alignment. So for this one, I'm going to utilize, give me 1 second, we'll find this track. This one here. Oh, I did not play in. One second, little technical glitch. Yay, it's working. So, that was a really, really gorgeous serpentine movement. It's really smooth, flowing, fluid. And so, also the other thing that we have within all aspects of belly dance is a staccato movement, really sharp, edgy. So we're gonna enjoy some of those now. So you're going to come on to one foot, so you're going to have a supporting leg with a big bend, and then this one here, you're going to sit down into that there, bring your hips in neutral, lift your rib cage, you're in that full alignment. You could frame this movement with some gorgeous L-shaped arms if you want to. What we're going to do is we're going to direct the hip straight up, and then we're going to release the muscles of the waist and the knee to lower that hip down towards the ground. And then lift up and drop down. Lift up, release. Lift up, release. Nice. Lift up, release. Lift, release. A little bit faster. Lift, drop, lift, drop. Lift, drop, lift, drop. Well done. So there's no real weight on this front leg. In fact, if you want to, you can bring a little kick as you do that. Only if you feel ready to add that in. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can add that kick on every second movement. Drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick. Let's try the other side. We're going to set ourselves up with that gorgeous Stands. Tuck the hips under, lift through your rib cage. Shoulders, you're gonna bring the shoulder blades together, slide them down your back. Sit down into that movement. The bigger the bend of your knees, the bigger the movement you can make with your hip. We're gonna lift the hip up, and they're in neutral, remember. Lift them up, and then we're gonna release that hip back down. Let's try that again. Here we go, we're gonna lift and drop. Lift, drop, lift, drop. Here we go. Lift, drop, 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 lift. Here we go. Bit faster. Drop, 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 drop. You could frame that movement. Nice. You want to try that little flick of the foot on this side? Here we go. Lift, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick. Make sure your hips are still in neutral. Engage your pelvic floor to do that. Let's bring it into center. We've got drop on one side and then the other. Now, if you remember from the last class, we mentioned about how utilizing that anchoring technique through upper abs in between the shoulders and the front and back, in between shoulder blades and the front and back of the shoulders, that's what stops you from coming out like this. So your weight is centered then. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sit right down into that movement and just take a moment to notice what that does for the size of the movement, the range of motion that you have. Now take out some of that bend and see what that does for the movement. So we still got a little bit of a bend there, but we didn't fully extend out through our knees, but just make that bend a little smaller, see what that does for the movement of hips. Yes? Nice. Now sit right down into it. Use pelvic floor. Woo! Nice. Bring it up to shimmy. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Here we go. Drop. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3. Step back. Drop. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3. In center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shimmy. 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop. Flick into center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shimmy. 2, 3. Again. Drop. 2, 3. Oh, I came right in with the foot from the beginning. You can do that if you want to as well. In the center. 2, 3, 4. Shimmy. 2, 3, 4. Let's circle. Oh, wow. Down to hips. Slide. Bring it back. Slide. Bring it forward. Slide. Bring it back. Slide. Bring it forward a bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wow. Bring it around the other way. Woo! Up top. Let's bring it round. Circling all the way round. Other way. So that circle is huge through the low half of your rib cage. Up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, reverse your circle of the hip. Oh, regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. Here we go with the hip drop. Drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, step, back, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, flick, drop, center, shimmy. Wow! That was gorgeous. Have yourself a little spot of hydration. That was amazing. Well done. So, just to finish off, let me just go into the detail a little bit more, the technique of that little kick movement that we did with the hip drop. So what you did is you were in here in that basic stance. You did a regular hip drop that we did in a previous class. Make sure hips are tucked under. That's really especially important in this movement here, so you don't crunch those muscles and get sore. So what we did was we lifted through the hip using an extension through the knee some of the way, and a contraction through the muscles of waist, external obliques, in at the abs, and a little bit of erector spinae in the back. And then what we did was we dropped the hip directly down. Then the next time we lift the hip all the way up, and then we allow that movement of the drop to carry on all the way through into the leg. So from the front, let me show you. So we had a drop, lift, drop with the flick, drop, lift, drop, the flick. So the flick carries on, and it really, there's a slight rotation through the femur. So your top of your upper leg, the leg bone, the femur tilts a little bit, it rotates a little bit in the hip socket. And that allows for, it's not a jarring movement. So we're not kicking the foot forwards like this, which might compromise the joints. It's a fluid flowing movement that just carries on from the action, the momentum of that hip drop. It comes all the way and it's fluid and flowing. Just like you're opening out into the world with that movement. Wow. You can have a little play around with that as well. Wow, wow, wow. Well done. I'm going to turn this down. Oh, gosh. That was amazing. Let me just unmute everybody. Gosh, that went fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. Well, let me see if I can focus this on my face. Hey, yeah, that was awesome. To have that element of focus on the upper half when you're coming into that chest rotation. Really, really well done. It's a movement that lots of people find tricky because it is a compound movement. You're moving lots of different directions. There's lots to think about. Not just the movement itself, but what's the rest of your body doing? All sorts of things like that. And also, of course, those muscles that we're using, often when people start out with this movement, they find that they're going to fatigue quite quickly. So it's nice to really to have the time, take the time within this session to really focus in on that movement, because it is a movement that other movements are formed off of. Not just the slide, but also the circle. I mean, there's lots of things that you can do with that, layer things on top. Wow, if you'd like to join me for a lovely cool down stretch, you're so welcome. Let me pop something else on. Oh, so nice. That was so nice. Pop this one here. As you come down in to rest, we're going to bring one foot out in front and the other one behind. Bring the toes into alignment there. We're going to bend through this front leg, press the heel down into the ground, releasing through the muscles of back leg as you extend. With the hips in alignment, we're going to contract through muscles of pelvic floor to bring the hips further into neutral. Feel that release now through the front of your leg and through the hip flexor. Deep breath here. And as you breathe out, we're going to just gently lift, coming coming up into center. And here you could use a chair to steady yourself if you like. This one's really lovely for all those hip drops we just did. Bringing alignment through knees. Tuck the hips, bring them forwards, bring your heel closer to the glute. You're going to feel that releasing through the thigh, through hip flexor on a deeper level. Take a deep breath here, and as you breathe out, release that foot down. And then on the other side, we can step one foot forwards and step the other one back. Come into this gorgeous lunge position with the toes aligned. Align your hips. Use pelvic floor to do that. We can bend through that front leg to pick up this deep release through the back of your legs there. And then if you engage even more now through pelvic floor and relax through your back, you can achieve that deeper stretch through the front of your hip there and through your thigh. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift through your heel. You're going to step that foot up to meet the other one. And from here, we're going to bring our toes up. Bring your heel to your glute, and the knee comes into alignment. Tuck the hips under once more. Push them forwards. Bring that foot closer towards you. If you'd like a deeper stretch through here, you can squeeze your glute on the same side, working through muscle pairings. Deep breath in. I always find when we're nearing new moon energy, my balance goes off a little bit. Isn't that interesting? Take a deep breath in. Maybe you find that too. Let's release that foot down towards the ground. Breathing here. Feel yourself held, supported by solid ground. Feel yourself reconnected to your body, having relaxed, busy mind. Sinking deeper down into your body and into rest. If you'd like to, you can join me in a full body shimmy. It's a light full body shimmy. It's very grounding. Just bending through your knees. Allow your shoulders and your arms to relax. Relax your neck. And bringing that into gentle stillness. You can place one hand down at life force energy space and one hand in at heart space. Take a deep breath here. Feel the connection between the two. Feel them expand in their ability to hold more energy, more positivity. As you breathe out, releasing any last residue of tension, creating more space for new opportunities. For whatever might come your way. On your next breath in, as you breathe out. Woohoo! Way!